And this one quick change can make a big difference in anyone's sales process. Someone who does lead gen, what do you solve? Well, I help you get more leads. No, what you solve is whatever they're lacking because of a lack of leads. You just happen to do that by getting leads. What are you actually solving? In sales and business, like, what are you actually solving? When you're asking all these questions and you're going through these discovery phases and you're asking different things, what are you actually trying to solve? And I think this is a question that a lot of people really need to re-ask themselves, because what they'll typically do is say, well, I solve X or I solve Y. And in reality, you don't. You solve a different problem, and that is your solution for solving that problem. So, as an example, um, someone who does lead gen, what do you solve? Well, I help you get more leads, etc. Well, no, what you solve is whatever they're lacking because of a lack of leads. You just happen to do that by getting leads. And this is why it's really interesting when you're having these sort of conversations, because business owners and people you're selling to will be like, well, how are you different? What do you do? How's this happening? Blah, 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 blah. And the way that you actually position yourself differently is you understand what you're solving for that person. So I have a saying which is problem or symptom. And most of the time, salespeople in particular, business owners even more so, think what they're solving is this, but that's a symptom of the problem. So you are kind of shouting out to their symptoms and you're trying to deal with their symptoms, but that's putting a band-aid on a broken heart. Right? It may look good, but it's not solving the problem at all. So what you need to do is you need to change how, and this one quick change can make a big difference in anyone's sales process, is are the questions I'm asking, are they all surrounding the symptom, or am I getting to the heart of the problem? Get to the heart of the problem, and then you will be able to solve everything else that comes from that. And you may also find that you're not the best suited to fix that problem. You may also find that solving the symptom is the most important thing right now because it's leaking money, and just solving that one symptom for right now will actually help. But if you don't understand the difference between a problem and a symptom, you're gonna have a tough time selling. So I've been working with a few different people, a few different businesses as well, and building out their sales processes and making tweaks here and there. And I think this is one of the quickest things that you can do to actually fix your sales issues. And again, what I want to do is look at the problem, not the symptom. So if you'll come to me and say, I'm getting these objections, and I'm having a tough time with this side of things. What we're going to do is we're going to look deeper and we're going to go, okay, let's go to the top of the call. Actually, let's go before the call. What is your avatar struggling with? What do you fix? How do you solve that? What objections are you getting? Where does this happen? We're going to build that out, get a good view of it, 30,000 foot view, look down, and then go, cool. Your problem probably lies around in this section, or if you just change this one part, then the rest will take care of itself. Doesn't mean you don't want to fix the other things. It's just I want to look at the best, quickest thing that we can change in the shortest time that will give you the biggest bang, right? I also like to follow the Kaizen approach. And Kaizen, I'm sure you guys are aware of it. If not, there's such a thing as Google. It's not for this video, but Kaizen approach, basically the first step is what can we remove from the situation. So when you're looking at sales and you're looking at business and you're looking at all this and just life in general, before you start to add and change and switch and swap, what can I just take out that would give me the biggest change? And sometimes it's like, stop asking these questions, stop trying to handle this, take those out and then ask this one question instead. That's it. That's all you need to do. So problem or symptom, just keep that in mind. This is something that I talk about in my trainings a lot, and this is something that I really feel is not talked about enough. And the reason is because you're being sold to your symptoms. So if someone's pitching you a perfect service to fix this thing that you're seeing, they're selling you to your symptoms, but that's what you think you want to fix. So an extreme example, but it's kind of a cliche one in the sales space would be, you know, someone comes to a doctor with a headache and it's been killing them and they just want, The paracetamol's not doing anything, so they want stronger painkillers. Now it's up to the doctor to do his duty, and he could either play to the symptoms and go, "Hey, you've got a headache. Let me just, yeah, I'll prescribe you, some really powerful painkillers. Take that, and then let's see how you get on." Or he could spend 5 minutes and go, "Oh, how long's this headache been going on? What other sort of things are happening? Are your eyes blurry? Let me check your blood pressure as well." And by going through that little process, suddenly finds out that there's a root cause for your headache. It's not just hurting for no reason. It's something like a tumor or something crazy, right? Again, extreme example, but what I want to get this point across is if you sell to the symptoms, they will get a momentary relief. If you sell to the problem, you may actually be able to help that person. But like I was saying, you've been sold to your symptoms. I am really bad at X. I'm really bad at asking questions. So I just need a list of questions. I'm really bad at objections. So I just need a word track for objections. And you're buying on this. And the problem is if you're buying on this, then you're going to be selling on this. And if you're selling on this, trust me, you're not selling or you're not helping. You may sell, but you're not helping. If you can sell to the problem, that's where things will make a big, big difference. So I'm really bad at asking questions. Well, let's look into that. Where does that come from? Where's that belief stem from? Why do you think you're bad at asking questions? Oh, well, I'm an introvert. Okay, what does an introvert mean? Oh, it means I'm embarrassed to talk. Actually, no, it doesn't. This is what an introvert means. Where did you get that belief from? Bam, 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 bam. Suddenly, oh, actually, this is just a limiting belief that I held because of what I was told when I was younger. Now we can overcome that. Suddenly, I don't need loads of questions because it's going to come naturally. So it's fine. It's fine to help with symptoms because symptoms are important to fix. But what's more important is can you find the problem? Do you help the problem? And are you in a position to help that person? That's really what I want you guys to be thinking about. So, problem versus symptom. It's not talked about enough. It's the main thing. It's the only thing when selling. And just one more thing from me for this video was I was speaking to someone yesterday. He wanted a lead gen. He just wanted more leads for his agency. So we got talking and broke down some stuff. After we kind of broke down a few things, I was just asking him different questions and understanding his situation. He was kind of like, "Oh, does this service that you offer, does this help with, any other industries, maybe affiliate marketing, perhaps?" And I was like, well, that's very specific. Obviously we can work with different industries, but why affiliate specifically? Well, I started this business like 20 years ago or whatever to actually be remote freedom and be able to travel, but it's not hitting the numbers I want to hit. And I was looking at different online businesses and different things. Do you guys see the difference between, hey, I can get you some leads for your insurance and, blah, 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 blah. And then he'll churn, he'll go somewhere else and he'll keep trying because he's not solving the problem. He's solving a symptom. He thinks he needs more leads when in reality, his business model isn't giving him the outcome he actually wanted when he started this. That was within like 15 minutes of just talking to someone I've never met before. It's not hard to do physically, but it is difficult to break out of symptom selling. So a lot of people talk about the gap. A lot of people talk about different things. You can call it whatever you want. It's all the same thing. But for me, I want to look for the problem and understand if that's something I can solve. At the same time, if fixing that symptom is important enough right now and that's all I can solve, that is okay. But problem versus symptom is the biggest differentiator between how well you can sell to someone and how detached you are from the sale, which is crucially important. So problem versus symptom, keep that in mind. Again, this is just something I've been thinking about recently. I did a training on it a long time ago, and then I've been helping a few people with sales processes, and this seems to be something that's coming up again and again. They think they're trying to solve this, and they told this, my prospect told me this, so I want to solve that. It's like, well, you need to understand behind that. So problem versus symptom. Take that to the bank and let me know what happens.